So the first thing you want to learn how to do when you're cutting an onion is know what an onion will do when you cut it. Now when you buy an onion in a grocery store, it doesn't come with a little chemical warning that it's going to attack you. Well, anything grown does have some sort of defense mechanism or another. Like a giraffe, it would kick, a kangaroo would kick, a human being. Blackberries have their thorns, blackberries have tons of them. Trust me, I know. Carrots. Well, I imagine you can get poked in the eye with them. Onions do the worst damage as they go with the chemical warfare. Nasty onion. Ah! Yeah, it goes on. This little guy here, he's got a powerful punch. And the reason for that is every time you cut through any of the cell walls in this, you're releasing gases. And the gases interact with water to create sulphuric acid. What are your eyeballs made of? That's right. So it would stand to reason to immerse this little bad boy in water, right? Well, you got to cut it in half first. So you're about to cut your onion. Well, of course, you'll need one of these. And it will do a much better job, of course, if you sharpen it. Now, I'm going to get so much flack for this. I have not taken any of the paper off. And that's fine. Immediately, we have gases coming off of that. So, okay. See what I just did there? There's no way that little sucker's going to get me. I don't really know if you can see the fact that this has been trimmed up both sides. You notice that the heavy skin is still on the outside of that. Well, what I do, I know this is not how you're supposed to cut an onion in a restaurant. Hey, Gordon Ramsay, suck it. I have my own ways. Makes it a little easier. Just take that outer skin right off. Just like this. Boom. And we're done. And my train of thought here is, if you're going to cut this up anyway, who cares about that one little nick? Now, I've just put another nick in it, so back in the water. Just that easy. So a majority of the surface that's going to create all these gases is face down to the board and with a thin layer of water already on it. Well, I'm just going to do this one more time. And I'll just keep cutting. Boom. 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 I'm weird. I like to keep the shape as I go here. Boom. 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 Well, I want to dice too, so I'll just keep it all together. And boom. Now I have a whole lot of exposed surface here, right? That's where Rex comes into play. Oh, Rex! So, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Water. The easiest thing to deal with. The easiest guard against crying. And you notice I'm not crying here. My eyes are right next to these onions. So you can spritz down the onion or immerse them in water, or do both is what I do. The gas is coming directly out and contacting the water directly on the food. And after you cut it, you're creating more surface area. So it's kind of hard to get a whole stack of diced onions in the sink, right? So you get Rex. Which of course isn't to be confused with Windex. Oh. And do you wind up with some wet onions? Who cares? Big deal. It's going to get cooked, the steam will come out, make things more tender, make it pretty and nice. We're made of 98% water. It's part of cooking. Use it. So if you're adding some to the mix, big deal. So it's the next day and you've put all your onions in the same bag. You've increased the surface area, creating more gases inside the bag, and you got this nice little bag of gas. What do you do now? So you got a baggie full of gas. No need to cry over spilt gas, just burn it. But before we do that, I'll have to agree with Mr. Brown about the certain unitasker in the kitchen. Enough said. So what you do is before you turn the gas on, you crack the bag just a little bit. Because the less time you spent with your knuckles in front of the flame, the better. Get a small opening, turn on your gas, and just press down the bag. You see the flames move there? All the gas that was inside of here just went up in a flame. You are safe to cook. In fact, I'd run this into a bowl of water, then a strainer, and then you're really ready to go. I can hear you people now, but I don't have a gas stove. That's okay. Here, watch what I do. Just open this up. Walking away from myself here. The social thing, as if someone just honestly did pass gas. Easy peasy. Personally, I like the fire. So there you have it. That's how you cut an onion and not walk away as if you've just been to a funeral. Water. Who knew? As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free and post them down below. Subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the viewership. Tune in next week when we learn how to turn one of these into one of these. You're cutting through cell walls, and when the cell walls do, when they're cut through, they release gas. Oh, I almost cut myself here. Get Rexy out of the way here. That is a cooking thingy. I have a blackberry blamper and bread. Most things in nature have a self-defense mechanism. Blackberries have thorns. Roses have thorns. Roses. Not to be confused with Windex. Ah! Oh no. We are recording? We are recording.